What's up, savages? It's Taco fucking Tuesday. I cannot be more excited. I missed Taco Tuesday and Thursday last week, and now I get to enjoy it today. Let's begin. So, today is going to be the 2007 Halo history video, but before I get into it, I just want to say tonight I finally got XBC hooked up. I'll be streaming over at mlg.tv/UGC probably around 5:30 after I make tacos. That's Central Time, so like 6:30-ish Eastern. And I'll be playing all night, so if you guys have a server or anything and you want to play free-for-alls or 4v4, host up, bitches. Now, let's go ahead. So, 2006 ended. Carbon was the national champions, and Final Boss took second place. Now, seeing since the Ogres can't handle losing ever, it was inevitable that a team change was going to occur. Now, who did they decide to pick up? Well, they picked up a player who we dropped in Strong Side. Now, Strong Side is an amazing player, right? He just didn't mesh well with our team because I would collide with them. Now, looking at it, you would expect him to be able to collide with both Ogre 2 and Ogre 1 since they're both kind of Slayer-ish, right? Especially Ogre 1 at the time was a big Slayer, but they were able to adjust their play style and they picked him up and they looked really good. Now, the first event here, we did not land at all for this. We all have school, we all had college, we didn't have any time for it. But Final Boss, on the other hand, since they had Gilbert Arenas, they all took a year off and they were able to scrim versus other teams. Now, there's two teams that they scrimmed against. The first team here is going to be FBI, the Agency. Now, the Agency was a team that was kind of thrown together throughout the offseason. There were a bunch of young and up-and-comers. It was Elamite Warrior, it was SK Halo God, Victory X, and Macchio. It was those four players. Now, it got leaked like before the event that, oh god, Final Boss was like they split games almost, right? It was like 63 to like 65 or something fucking crazy. And everyone's hyped him up, but I'm sitting there and I'm just like, fuck these guys. I'm better than both of them. I don't really care if they land or not. We're still the best. So we go into the event and sure enough, like the bracket worked out to where they did like some random, sorry, I have like weird gnats flying around here. Southern Illinois is just a shithole. But so there was like how it worked was they did like an online tournament in the off season for some reason, and then like how it worked out was that FBI the Agency ended up playing us Saturday night, right? So I sit down and I look across and I'm like, fuck you, Macchio, like the first thing I say, and they 3-0 us, like a hot 3-0. We have no idea what the fuck just hit us, and I remember going back to the hotel room and I'm like, shit, we're fucked. Like, what the hell is this? Like, how do you go from winning the 2006 national championship to getting knocked out, like, round 3? Like, it's just something that should not happen. So, Sunday comes around, and we go up against one of the scariest teams imaginable. Looking back on it, this team was terrifying, and we'll get into it, but this is going to be the straight ripping opener team. Now, this team featured Nated and Legit, and in my last video I said you have to keep your eyes on Nated and Legit because these two guys become a staple in competitive Halo history from 2006 on. Now, the guy who's kind of covered is going to be Fallacy, so it was T2, Fallacy, Nated, and Legit, and we play them for top 3. We play them for top 4. So we play them for top 4, and we end up beating them 3-1. And I have no idea how it happened because this team, like Nated and Legit, always played very hard versus us, and you'll see that as this progresses throughout this season. And we beat them, and then Straight Rippin' ended up breaking up after the event. But so we go back and we play the Agency now, right? So they take the first game. So it's a continuation, 1st to 6. They take the first game, and then we win the next one. So its score is now 4-1. They take the next fucking game. So it is now 5-1. I looked over. At the time, I was playing on the far left. I didn't. Sometimes I like the middle, but most of the time I like the end. But now looking at it, I'll most likely be playing in the middle. So I'm on the far left, and I remember looking down the row to the right, and I was just like, can we not fucking suck? Like that. Our one job here is to just not fucking suck. Can we do that? And everyone's just like, okay. So after each game, right, like we win the next one and the next one and the next one, and it's like 5-4. And so I look over and I go, guys, just keep not sucking. Like that's my motivational speech is just don't suck. And so then we tie it up 5-5. We end up taking game 11. And so it's like the biggest comeback in the history of competitive gaming for console FPS. We came back from a 5-1. We ended up winning 6-5. throughout the time you guys have seen the trash talk clips, I'm talking shit to Elamite, I'm talking shit to their entire team. It is what it is. If you blow a 5-1 lead, you deserve to be publicly stoned. All right, you got to try to fuck that one up. And then we go into the grand finals. Now the grand finals here, since we've never played final balls yet, it's a we have to beat them in 2 best-of-5s. We lose 3-2. We were kind of complacent with the fact that we were able to come back from a 5-1. It was a very long and grueling series, and that was it. So now the next one, right? So the next event comes out, and it's Dallas. Now, real quick, Dallas features one of the best teams in my team names of all time. Now, this was the dawn of Perfect Storm. Now, I couldn't find a single fucking picture of these guys, right? But Perfect Storm was Extremist, Ramby, Nated, and Legit. Now, these guys were so fucking good at this event. They ended up going to game 10 or game 11 with us, right? I forget where the second event was. The second event wasn't Dallas, but whatever the second event was. They go to game 10 or 11 with us. After the event, MLG, instead of doing a top 10 play, it's Perfect Storm's perfect top 10 plays. These guys put on a fucking clinic. It's literally just Nated and Legit making us their bitch in all the games. How we won the series, beyond me. But these guys were just rolling. And they stick with this team again for the next event, and they fall just a little bit short. But we beat them out, and then Final Boss beats us again. And so after that event, I remember sitting down and I had an option, and this is something that most people don't know, but I had an option. I talked to Shockwave and I was like, Wave, listen, buddy, we've been teaming for a very long time. I don't know if Ghost and Karma can really hang anymore. It looks like Ghost has a bunch of stuff going on with his fraternity and college and all this shit, and Ben's just not really grinding for us, right? He's not putting in the time that we need him to. Ben, after 2006, right? He went from 330 pounds to 220. It's an amazing story that USA was able to capture, but he got kind of caught up in the whole partying and girls and stuff like that, which, rightfully so. If you go from 330, if you go from a fat fuck to a guy who's in shape, you most likely want to hang out with girls. But we decide to get on one night and we play with Nated and Legit. And I'll never forget this night. This is probably the biggest mistake of my entire career looking back on it. This is the one thing I would change. We play a couple games with them, and then we end up scrimming FBI the Agency, which was Macchio's team, Victory X, SK Halo God, and a fourth. I think it was Elamite still at the time. And so we play with them, and we wreck shop. And then I'm like, Shockwave, look, do you want to, let's do this team. I want to win. I understand. And Shockwave was all about friendships then. And he was like, dude, I say we just give it one more event. Sure enough, we give it one more event, but we go into the event with actual land practice. So we're sitting there, we're playing, we're kicking ass. And sure enough, Karma has the world's best event. This is what everyone knows as Dallas 2007. It's Karma's event. He was MVP, hands down, no questions asked. He literally raped and pillaged every single person he played against. And here's basically what it looked like, right? It was just nuts. Karma just fucking crushed everyone in his sight. It was an amazing thing to be a part of. But at the time, during the LAN, I always believed the faster sense you could play, the better, right? And I was playing 6 at the event, and I was slaying okay. My sniper was a little bit off, but I was slaying pretty decent. But Karma just did a little bit better. So I dropped the snipe for him. I picked up his role, and I was kind of moving on from there. After this event, right, Nated goes up to a 7 sensitivity, and he's doing things with the sniper that most people don't even know is possible, right? He's just becoming a god. And now Karma decides that he wants to kind of be this main slayer, right? So now we have 2 main slayers, and that kind of, the next 2 events, us, Carbon, have a very hard time. But the most important thing that happens here was the dawn of the 2008 straight ripping team. Now this team, Elamite, Neighbor, Legit, and T-Squared, was fucking filthy. The first event they go to with this team, I think it was Chicago, they take second. Neighbor should have had a Killtacular versus us, but the hitbox in Halo 2, go fuck yourself, right? He was a god. They were a god. This team formed and they went second, and then they took first. They took second and first in, they were just that good. This team was so fucking arrogant, though, that they showed up to the 2007 grand finals with t-shirts, the ones that they have right here, Sorry, that was a different slide. These t-shirts right here with straight ripping on them, on the back have fucking tombstones with like Carbon, Final Boss, The Agency. They had these fucking egos out of the fucking wazoo, man. Like T-Squared finally won a Halo 2 event and he was like excited. Kid's a fucking faggot. But anyways, so this team like brands themselves, and we go into the 2007 finals after getting 4th and 4th, and everyone's counting us out, as they should be, right? And before the event, like, we played probably 11 games as a team. 11 games as a team. But I brought Ben out to my place. Ben and I were hanging out, and we grinded every single day for hours on end. I would skip school. I would basically just drive home from school, right? Like, early, like at lunch, and just play from 12 to basically 12 every single time. And we showed up to the event. And how 07 finals was structured was the top 7 teams were a lock, okay? And then teams played for the 8th spot. Now, before they played for the 8th, or teams 8 through 16 played for the 8th spot, but the 16th spot was played for the entire open bracket, which I know is fucking confusing to listen to, but that's basically what happened here, was that they played for that, and so we didn't have to play all the way until like Saturday night. So we sat down and we started playing these other teams. And the first team we played against was the Agency. Now, the Agency had Naded instead of Elamite, and Naded was just, everyone knew going into 07 finals, like, Naded was just, he was a force to be reckoned with. Like, he was just so good. He could double shot at will, he could BXR at will, like, he always hit these incredible snipes. You could just never count him out. And we sat down and we just, for some reason, like, I just yelled Naded's name. Like, where's Naded, right? And like that, it like caught on. So every time we didn't kill Naded, we would just scream, "Where's Naded? Naded's up. We gotta kill Naded," right? And for whatever reason, it like completely mindfucked Naded. Like, Naded had a very hard time playing against that. And in the previous event, he beat us. He kicked the shit out of us. And so like we just kept screaming Naded's name, like, "Oh, Naded's down. We're able to win this game now." Like, we were having fun with it the entire time. And then we tried it against Straight Rippin', and we did the exact same thing to Neighbor, and Neighbor just mentally fucking shit out, right? Like, Neighbor went from, like, 2nd, 1st, and right when he got 1st, like, the talks of Best Sniper was Neighbor, Naded, maybe me, and then, like, Strong Side. Like, that was the 4 right there. And he went from, like, this amazing player to, like, where the fuck did Neighbor go? Because when he played us, right? Like, he was still really good, but he wasn't nearly as good as he was at the 2 events. So we figured out, like, a secret, right? So we're sitting there and we're talking shit to them, and we end up beating them in the losers finals, like, 6-4. And this is my best event. 07 finals was my best event. We almost lose round 1, but I go, like, 22 and, like, 8 in game 5 versus Mimic Statement. I just wreck shop. And so, like, it's my best personal event, like, of all time. And so we go into the finals, and I remember Triple X looked at us, and he goes, "Okay, are we gonna, like, do the same thing to Strong Side?" And I go, no, we're not. He was like, "Why?" And I go, "I don't think it's gonna phase him at all." I was like, "We can sit there and call him out. I just really don't think it's gonna phase him. He's a fucking robot." I was like, "All right, so we'll play him straight up." So we play him straight up in the winners bracket finals, and they 3-0. They 3-0 us hot. And then it comes to the grand finals. So game 4. I think it's game 4. This could be in the winner's bracket. I don't know. Whatever it is. Game 4 is Midi Bomb. All right, we're up 2-1. They have the bomb. Shockwave spawns pink side. He's the first one up. We had 4 down, which you never want to have in Assault. Shockwave spawns pink side. He turns around, uplifts frickin' Ogre 2, holding the bomb. Shockwave, 3 shots, right? He should be able to kill him. He's coming up the full lift. He didn't even do a short lift. 4. And then fucking Ogre 2 just casually, like, drops bomb. And then 1-2 double Shockwave. So Shockwave missed, like, 9 fucking shots. And then he gets bomb down. We spawn up. We die on bomb. They throw bomb up again. And then they plant again. Right? And so they beat us 3-2, all because Shockwave couldn't win a single individual battle at the 2007 Grand Finals, right? Not a single one. Then it goes to TSB Recreek, where they beat us 50-17. We didn't know how to answer that. We got slapped. Which is really funny, because going into like, '07 finals, like, we were one of the best. Probably one of... I was single-handedly, like, the best player on Team Slayer Beaver Creek, but, like, we just couldn't... We just never got to around to playing it. There was no veto system. It was predetermined game type. So, we lost, like, 50-17. I remember there's a time where I called the call. Like, my play call was, fuck it, we're all for porting. I didn't know what to do. So we all four port, and we all four get raped. Like, we just looked just miserable. And then, one of the game types was Capture the Flag Warlock. I hit a dirty BXR, but, you know, it was really all about... It was, like, the cleanest gameplay from them. Like, Strong Side raped. Ogre 2 raped. Like, Walshy did things to us I didn't know was possible. And Ogre 1, same thing with him. Like, it was just one of those games where you just walked away from it saying, wow, they're better. That's it. But so one of the most important things here that happens in the 2007 season here is the dawn of 4 players. Well, 6 players, but I only have like 5 slides. So the first person we're going to see here is Lunchbox. Lunchbox ends up playing for a team called 5K throughout the duration of the season. He has a twin brother. You guys should know him. His brother's name is Roy. These 2 players will go on to live in infamy. Roy will be basically considered the best basically a top 2 player throughout every Halo from Halo 3 all the way on through Halo 4. His brother Lunchbox got a little bit less attention because he wasn't nearly as flashy, but trust me, everyone who teamed with him basically said Lunchbox is a necessity to the team's victory. The next player is going to be Fear Itself. Fear Itself would become a top 2 Halo 3 player. He was very, very good. We'll get into that and as, like, you know, the series prolongs. But Fear Itself also played for 5K. He was very, very good. They were just stuck at 4th place, right? Like, they never got any higher. They never really dropped any lower. They were just stuck at 4th place. They were always super consistent. Then we have Halo God. Halo God... Well, obviously, you guys know he goes to Triggers Down. He has an amazing Halo 3 career, and then he kind of filters off. But Halo God consistently at the beginning of 07 season really was in the top 4. He was on the agency. He got 3rd. He got like 2/3. He played very, very well in 2007, the entire season. Anyone who placed in the top 5 in 2007, they have my full respect. And then last but certainly not least is Neighbor. Neighbor, this player, you know, throughout the entire 2006 season, he never really teamed with good players, but everyone kind of knew like what he was capable of doing, and he was very, very good. And so as soon as he got picked up on Straight, right, Straight had a really shaky year. They went 5th, 11th, 7th, and then 2nd, 1st, 3rd. But Neighbor will go on to be one of the dirtiest Halo 3 players and also finished out 2007 as a top 5 player, in my personal opinion. Now, other than that, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy. P.S. 2008 is going to be broken down into part 1 and 2 because there's too many fucking people to talk about.